Welcome everyone back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. My name is D-Free. Here today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the information that came out last night. So this stuff came out about 1 a.m. My time. So we have the Cell Juniors, we have the Android 16, also the information for the regular LR Cell and LR Gohan. Also alongside that the super attacks, which we're not going to, I mean these are long clips, they're about 2 minutes each, right? I don't want to make this video 20 minutes plus, but regardless, so we're going to take a look at the translations for these characters and kind of talk about what we found out specifically about Cell. So if you guys enjoy, hit that subscribe if you're new for more content. And let me know how you guys feel about this. So a couple of days ago, whenever we got the information from Team Dokkan about what Cell and Gohan would do, the leak, I did do a video talking about Gohan. And, you know, a lot of times people kind of just read the titles or whatever and kind of just run with that. I personally wasn't too disappointed, but I did understand why a lot of people were, right? Because you have a character that's virtually, in a lot of cases, not going to get a transformation and stuff like that. And it was very easy to say, oh, run him on Siblings Bond, because obviously the leader for that would be Go Bros, and they have Goku's family. And you can run Android 17 or 18. You shouldn't have to run him on a specific team to get his transformation, right? And especially because they did this with Android 16 and making him an int type. So pretty much they're doing something here where you pretty much have to go ahead and get Cell, and then run Gohan and 16 on the team with Cell as the leader for the Cell Saga. Like, again, there are other alternatives, like running Android 16 as a lead because he has a Cell Saga leader skill, but it's only 3-key 120. So it's just weird. The way that they did all of this is just really, really weird. And again, there are other alternatives, like running a Cell on the Kamehameha category. It's just, I don't know. But regardless, though, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this stuff. We do have translations from Goresh, and we're going to go from there. So the first thing we're going to take a look at here is Gohan. So I'm not really going to go much in depth with Gohan because nothing really changed. His information is still the same. But what we did get confirmation on was we got confirmation that you do need a specific Super Saiyan Goku, or specifically Super Saiyan Goku on the team in order to get the 59% additional boost from his Transformed State's Ultra Super Attack. So that was important because I've made this point a lot, but if you noticed the Kid Chi-Chi Awakening, she had a kanji in there that said you can use any Goku Youth on your team, meaning Goku Youth and Arale, Goku Youth and Bulma, Goku Youth 8, Goku Youth Regular, just like the Dokkan Fest one, and she would get that bonus part of her passive. Nail, on the contrary, had a kanji that said specifically Piccolo, meaning if by chance Dokkan did name Piccolo cards, Piccolo fused with Kami, which they don't, or whatever else, right? He would not get that part of his passive. Nail would not get that by a Piccolo fused with Kami card. It would have to be literally only Piccolo. For example, Piccolo Giant does not count. And that was actually a thing that people were concerned about with this Gohan, wondering if, hey, for example, the transforming AGL Goku, you know, he goes Super Saiyan, he goes Super Saiyan 2, so on and so forth. You would need specifically Super Saiyan Goku, meaning for that card specifically, he would have to still be in his Super Saiyan 1 state. And then also, for the transforming Super Saiyan category leader Goku, the Namek Goku, he would already have to be transformed and stuff like that. It's just kind of weird, right? And that's more or less them saying, hey, you need specifically Super Saiyan Goku, which makes sense canonically with that part of the storyline anyway. But just for the people that are wondering, it was not going to be Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. Like, it's not going to be with the name Super Saiyan. And that was legitimate concern because, again, that could have been what wound up happening. And we've made this a lot easier, but that is not what wound up happening. Again, it might sound like really straightforward and obvious, but it's really not because it's literally one kanji that determines whether it was going to be able to be used with any Goku that had Super Saiyan in his name, like Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, or 4, or just Super Saiyan only, right? And it's a very determining thing, meaning that, for example, that upcoming Tech Goku Gohan card, you'd have to use that card. Actually, hold on. I don't know if that card would actually count. It should count because it's just Goku outright, but the name is Goku/Gohan. We'd have to test that one, to be honest. But if it does count, you can't obviously do the exchange and just Gohan. It wouldn't count anymore. It's just weird stuff. So what we didn't have was we did not have Cells. We didn't have Gohan's links either. Let me cover the links here. I'm not trying to ramble. I just have a lot to talk about. So Super Saiyan, Saiyan Warrior Race, Golden Warrior, Kamehameha, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. So I was really hoping he'd wind up with the same link set as Gohan, the other one, except for Gaze of Respect. Like, they could have literally given Saiyan Warrior Race instead of Gaze of Respect and kept this exact same link set. But instead, they're trying to do this thing lately where they're pushing Saiyan Warrior Race, which is just not good. 700 attack, obviously, I mean, if you can get it, but it's not good. Like, it's not a good link. It badly needs to be updated, and they've been pushing that link lately, And they did it again with this Gohan card, which again, not having shocking speed isn't a huge deal, but it is something because, I mean, he's self-sufficient, but what about the other units in his category? Maybe he wants to be alongside specific units that don't have this or that, like prepare for battle. And again, it just kind of limits your creative space as far as your team is concerned. But I mean, this is a good link set. I'm not calling it a bad link set, but the other one had, in my opinion, probably a better one just due to the way he was built up. So anyways, again, key-wise anyway, despite being self-sufficient. But that's pretty much it. Nothing else happened. Speaking of link set, Cell has a pretty bad one. So let's talk about a couple things. So the transformation conditions are when he falls below 30% of your HP. That was interesting because we had a condition. I'm guessing that was the active skill condition previously from Team Dokkan, which is fair. Something was just lost in translation there. But we did not have Cell's transformation condition. Only when HP is 30% or below. This makes a huge difference. This makes Gohan look almost this makes Gohan look almost good. Like, as far as Gohan, they're both good cards. I don't mean like that, but I mean his transformation condition. Because Gohan has 3 different requirements that you could trigger one of, right? You don't have to do each one, but just one of the 3. Either being with an Android 16 on your team, and then being below 58%, I believe, is the number of HP, which is, I guess, a little bit easier to do than dipping below 30%. And the problem with the below specific HP restriction is if you have units that have dupes and stuff like that, it's harder to do that in general. Also, if you're versus like older events or whatever, Dokkan events, it's harder to do that. And if you take defense-oriented teams, it's harder to do that. For example, the Gohan is a unit that stacks limitlessly defense. That's not conducive to being below a specific threshold, and that's why people always kind of complain about that. Cell takes it to another level. 30% is really hard to do, but if you if you do happen to dip below, it's good. I see why he max heals you now. But yeah, so like, but the other 2 conditions for Gohan, for the record, are versus a Cell Saga enemy or with a Cell Saga ally on your team, which is part of why people are kind of confused as well. No, it's Android or Cell Saga. I believe it's Android or Cell Saga as far as those 2 are concerned. Versus an enemy below 58% and from the 5th turn, or with an ally in your team below 58% starting from the 5th turn. Off the top of my head, correct me if I'm mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that was what it was. So yeah, it's easier to do the Android 16 one. The other 2 are kind of subjective. It depends on the team you're on or what you're versus. But regardless, though, yeah, 30% is a huge deal because it's going to be really hard to transform with Cell. But that's just it. He doesn't have any other design like needing this or that, or like Gohan does, though. But the real thing is the untransformed states, because these cards are going to be cards that a lot of people don't see transform most of the time. So really, how good are they untransformed? And I talked about this in a separate video. Gohan is phenomenal untransformed. And I didn't really cover Cell in the same aspect because we thought Cell was going to have a better transformation condition than this. And I think that Gohan is the better card untransformed. So it just kind of comes down to that, pretty much. Gentleman, Messenger from the Future, Big Bad Bosses, Kamehameha, the ultimate life form, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. When he transforms, Gentleman becomes Revival. And then for the last part here, the active skill conditions are when he's transformed are able to be activated starting from the 3rd turn after transforming him. There's one enemy. So not only do you have to dip below 30%, you also still have to wait 3 turns afterwards, and there has to be 1 enemy. So it is restricted. That's a lot easier of an active skill than something like LR Go Bros, for example. But still not a great condition, but it's easy to trigger. It's not hard to trigger. The hardest part about Cell is, again, dipping below 30%, which is subjective because it depends on the team, depends on the dupes, it depends on what you're taking on, right? But that link set, bro, oh my goodness. It's not great. For starters, he was 100% going to have some of these links, like Kamehameha, Big Bad Bosses, Ultimate Life Form, Messenger from the Future, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. He was 100% going to have pretty much all of those links. But the thing about transformations is I do understand he picks up Revival, which is good. But you also have to consider Cell on the... Let me go ahead and pull up some Cell cards here. You also have to consider Cell from a different aspect, too. Because Cell is also a character that's going to be on these teams that do feature other characters, too, that are not just Cell units. And the thing about Cell is, well, he wants to link with other Cell cards, and that's pretty much it. For things like Ultimate Life Form and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and pull up this Cell here, the other LR Cell. This is actually almost the identical link set. He actually has Shocking Speed instead of Kamehameha, which is unfortunate because Cell was 100% going to have Kamehameha. But Ultimate Life Form is a 2-key link, so in that scenario, you're good. I need to brush up on Cell's passive, though. But this link set just is not, it's not great. And it's fair to be critical of the link set. Again, I don't think it's great. I need to pull up Goresh's translation. I believe he did a translation for what those characters did. If not, I mean, Team Dokkan did anyway. Yeah, he did the translations to Japanese. I'm not going to really go through and pull that up here, but feel free to check out the other video. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as those characters are concerned. So we do have a couple of other things here, though. Android 16. So he is a Cell Saga leader, 3-key 120, which is fine. Super attack massively lowers defense. He's a super int type unit, it looks like. He could also be extreme int. It just says int here. Regardless, though, passive skill is 100% attack and defense. High chance to guard against all attacks. So he's going to be a tank. He is going to be... He's not going to take any damage. And again, this type of stuff is what makes getting below thresholds really hard, especially when you read the rest of this. If there's an ally Super Saiyan Gohan or Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, which is interesting because it doesn't specify Youth Gohan specifically. That's actually really interesting. I'd have to ask Goresh if it has that same kanji. But if it doesn't, you can actually use that alongside the older Gohans that are Super Saiyan 2, which is really funny. Let me find a Gohan card here and pull him up. This is great. No, here's a Gohan. Whatever. So let's go to Gohan, and we'll see Super Saiyan Gohans. Yeah, see, like, if it doesn't specify, you could use it alongside future Gohans. I don't know when they'd be able to be on the same team, for example. This Gohan right here. We'd have to, I imagine it's only for this, but if it doesn't say the word youth, this is what I was talking about earlier. If it does not say the word youth, then it should trigger for the other cards, right? Which is interesting. And again, here's a 16 card. It is really that simple. It makes a really, really big difference. If you're kind of questioning it, yes, it does matter. A Super Saiyan Gohan ally or Super Saiyan 2 who is attacking in the same turn. I need to see how that mechanic works. Attacking in the same turn, the thing about that is, like, I don't know, like, if you're gonna get stunned, does that still count? Does the unit need to have it already attacked first, which makes a really big difference too, meaning they'd have to be in a spot prior to 16. It's just weird. I'm guessing it means on the same rotation, because at the start of the turn, it's weird, right? I don't know. We have to see how this passive works, because it could activate after that unit's attacked, or at the time 16 attacks. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, which is fair. But this is a separate part of the passive. So if there's an ally, Super Saiyan 1 or 2 Gohan, who is attacking in the same turn, defense plus 100%, and all allies get 3-key and 50% attack. So assuming this works just like regular support units and it just activates at the start of the turn, the biggest benefactor of that is actually this Gohan. This Gohan just got so much better. And wouldn't you know it, they're both int types. So at the bare minimum, you can run them on an int-based team and be fine. But regardless, though, this Gohan just got so much better, which is funny. You can actually run him on the team because the other one's a transforming unit, which is cool. This one had no defense at all. No defense whatsoever. He's going to get 100% defense support with the LR stats, for one, right? At Rainbow level, that's 13,000 defense, right? Yeah, and with the leader skill, too. Not to mention he's getting more attacks, so this guy's going to be phenomenal. He's the biggest benefactor of that. And then other than that, the other Gohan, whether he's transformed or not, is going to be nuts with a 16 on rotation. But again, how often are they going to be on rotation? How often are they going to be on the same team? They're not. The only category they share is Android/Cell Saga, which again, the leader for that category, while this guy has that leader skill, the primary leader for that category is Cell. So again, which is what I was saying earlier, you're in a position where you pretty much have to summon for Cell, Gohan, and 16 to really, really, really benefit the most. And not to mention the fact that Gohan is a part of the passive that does need a Super Saiyan Goku, and a lot of us are expecting a Super Saiyan Goku Bye Guys card to come out in Part 2. So you could be in a position where you need those 4 cards to really, really, really maximize this, which is really interesting because I don't think they've really ever done this before. And it's all predicated on the needing specific characters part of these cards' passives that they instated recently. And then for the last part, Android Assault, the links don't really matter much. But I will say, for the record, they are here. Android Assault, Mechanical Menaces, Gentleman, Tough as Nails, Infinite Energy, Rival Duo, and Fierce Battle. None of those links really, they don't really link with anyone. And none of them really are key links or anything like that too much. Like, they don't really matter. I guess, like Gentleman, Fierce Battle, he can get those with Cell, whatever. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. The good news is he offers 3-key, though, so that's fine. Again, I just need to see how it works. We'll figure that out probably tonight when we get the data download. Here's Cell Jr. Cell Jr. is actually really good. Artificial Life Form category, 3-key, 120%. I don't know why they keep dangling artificial life form stuff. Like, I really thought Cell and Gohan were going to be dual leads and Cell was going to get artificial life forms, because it just made sense. But they keep dangling this leader skill out there, and it's waiting for a primary leader. Baby is good, but they're still waiting for a new one. 3 key 120, supreme damage and lowers attack and defense. Passive is 100% attack and defense at the start of the turn. Additional 10% per artificial life form category ally in your team. So, like, this unit is going to be nuts. This card is going to be crazy good. And then if there's an ally cell, see, they're really hammering this if there's this unit on your team mechanic. It's fine, though. It's artificial life forms. You're better off running cell units anyway. If there's an ally cell perfect form or perfect cell, good thing they mentioned both of those. Attacking in the same turn, performing an additional super attack. This card on an artificial life forms team is going to be one of the better characters just out of this entire batch on that specific setup. Assuming that team had access to a 170% leader skill, this card is going to be nuts. Cell Jr. is going to be crazy good. Attack of the Clones, whatever. Brutal Beatdown, 10%. Nightmare, 10%. Innocence is 10%. Coward is, I believe, a 1 key link. Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle. Okay, so Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle, Nightmare, Brutal Beatdown. Those are all pretty common links, I'd say. Attack of the Clones, I think, is like a 500 attack link. I need to find that. Oh, here it is. Okay. It's a 1 key link. Gotcha. I guess that's triggerable. There's some Cell units that have it, which he wants to be alongside a Cell unit anyway, so that's fine. Cell Jr. is going to be really good. That card is going to be really good. And I'm disappointed they're getting a new card before Krillin. Krillin's getting one really soon, though, but still. Summonable anyway. So, yeah, a lot is going on here with these cards. And honestly, a lot of people are really disappointed with what's going on, but it's kind of all over the place. Like, from things like being the conditions to the links to 16 being an int type unit, because a lot of us were hoping he would be an AGL unit because that would mean he could work on Gohan's team even though he's getting the secondary boost, right? It's just really weird stuff like that, and we'll see what happens ultimately with all of this, and maybe it's not a big deal a couple of months down the road or whatever, a few weeks down the road, but we'll see. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up if you did, and I'll catch all of you in the next one.